They're banning Suburbia, and the Vikings are banning Subway.
I'm actually not surprised. Like, and I'm glad we don't have to cast Subway. but
we do have to cast Downfall.
Yeah,
that's map number 1.
We do get to cast Downfall, and as that map is populating on your guys' screen, they are already starting the round, which the objective is actually, what is it? Helicopter 2-story. So, without further ado, guys, let's dive right into the action here on round 1. Beginners do have that quick spawn already. Pre-fire coming out towards Nolik.
I see Woods calling him out, letting him know that he didn't make it past the wall. He's not at Center Hotel. Now Smoils and Paws trying to put shots onto him.
Ooh,
They're
this is
waiting.
So dicey. If he peeks that elbow, it is showing through, and they might be able to pick off Nolik from his elbow. There's 3 lasers trained on Nolik's position right now.
Once again, he's drawing all of the fire that he needs. I mean, he's distracting the team.
That's true. Shadow sniping, trying to find a shot. Reminding his team not to peek. Oh, Strajic with a flank on the south picks off Nolik. That was a real fast reposition. Oh, excuse me, let's take a look at that overhead map. Yeah, he's like the lone offensive player on that south ravine. Nolik will be getting out the callouts, since it seems like he can't get confirmed. Shadow takes out Icy Woods.
Using that sniper rifle. SKS. Looks like the rest of the beginners have opted to push from the valley.
I fired a lot at the second floor North Heli, but
Smoils down in Ipino on objective, but the res is going to come out from Nut Job. Or not! Strajic with some long shots takes down Nut Job. Wow.
Nice shot from Strajic. He just radioed that he thinks he downed him.
That's beautiful. I mean, they're just stacking bodies now on the objective.
What? That's not close.
Nolik's down. There's 3 downs and no kills. I mean, like, the Vikings have all kinds of intel.
Yeah, Nolik is about to bleed out, though. We're approaching 2 minutes here on the clock, and I feel like time's running out for him. But yeah, I mean, a lot of downs, no kills from beginners just yet.
Oh, come on. My free mate.
Pause way out here in the southwest. That's the word. Taking shots and then rotating. He's just trying to draw those eyes over to him while the rest of his team push up. He's got Killinger now in Center Hotel. Strajic at burning or lower dumpster. Smoils still hanging out by the center bungalow. Nolik calling out Center Hotel. Shadow's got the sniper. And Femi has an angle on objective, but he's only got the front side. If they take down Shadow, or if they come... I mean, hell, if they just run for it, they can get in there. Killinger takes down Nolik. Confirms him.
He was on the verge of bleeding out, so he didn't really have to risk that shot, but taking it nonetheless. Grenade comes out. Not sure what that was supposed to... Who that was intended for. But Shadow doing pretty good work here, holding it down with his SKS. Pause, though, trying to take him out.
They're gonna come
Three
running.
pushing out of Center Hotel.
I mean, I think this is the play, right? If you all 3 run into the
Basement.
Downstairs of objective, yeah, like one sniper is not going to knock all 3 of you out. Femi is on a rotation. He's trying to take down Strajic, but Strajic finds him. Now it's all up to Shadow, last man standing with a sniper. Nut Job there to give callouts, but probably not enough information. And Shadow should see somebody, but no, he's not even opting. He's staying there. He finds one, pauses. Never mind.
Pause was going.
I would have gone for it. I don't know.
I would
I
have
don't
too.
think I would have taken the shots. You were on the opposite side of the building. But Killinger took the confirmation shots, took him out.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected Killinger to at least suppress him because you know all he has is an SKS, right? You don't have to worry too much about automatic rifle fire. But I mean, at the end of the day, a win is a win. In this case, you won via kills, so that's still gonna be good for beginners. May come back to haunt them because like these capping opportunities don't present themselves often enough, and I mean. We'll see at the end of this map how that plays out, but I don't know. Anonymous, what do you think of this push from beginners?
I think that Killinger shouldn't have killed.
Yeah,
Shadow. Pause totally could have capped that, and they would have been up 2-0.
Would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the bracket. And if beginners take this map, they're in. There's no coming back. It's aimless and beginners. I think. Unless Silent Purge somehow take 2 maps from aimless, and then it's a tie on maps with beginners and Silent Purge. But I don't really see that happening. I don't know.
I mean.
We can't focus on that. We're focusing here.
Yeah.
We're on.
We'll just focus on the present here and now as we dive in to round 2.
Comes on the floor.
Vikings are going to spawn in the valley for this one. I see Woods putting that pre-fire out onto the northeastern spawn just to make sure. But rounds coming downrange from Shadow. Shadow and Nolik calling out Icy Woods' old position, but he has rotated into the new upstairs tower. Tragic and Pause stacking 2 in the center bungalow or helicopter bungalow here. And I think that's going to be a good play. I think that's you don't expect to, and that's how you get those kills, right? You overstack one area or you put someone out in a weird angle and wait for people to pass. That's how you get points onto these teams. You don't outshoot them.
Yeah, and he's not even really like behind cover or in the building. He's just hanging out on the outside edge, giving him plenty of opportunity to just run around and get a flank on someone. He's not trapped in a doorway or anything like that, so I think double heli bungalow is the way to go for sure.
I can hear one in a heli bungalow.
One pushing north along the east ridge.
Woods in that white tower, it's so utilized nowadays. It's great position. It's hard to get used to that. Like, kind of forget that the white tower is actually viable now.
Yeah, and you don't really look up a whole lot.
Yeah, I usually die on this objective to white tower because I keep forgetting that that's even a thing.
Yeah, the new white towers are lots of teams still don't use them very effectively. But
they're difficult, right? I mean, they have more or less some limited vision because they're so high up, and you have to be kind of tall to look over the window.
JC can use them really well, though.
Ipano here, creeping up towards objective. He only really has to deal with Pause. His teammates have to watch for the rotation from Stragic. And he has to watch the window for Smoils after he shoots Pause. But I think the sneaky approach right here is the play. I think Femi running up on one side. Femi's going to come up. Stragic takes him down. Ipano still staying low. Nutjob looking for the kill. Finds Stragic. Now Paz is going to peek out for Nutjob. More rounds coming down from Nalik onto him. Oh, Ipino definitely sees Paz's backside through that wall. The heli has been called out. Ipino. I mean, all of these lasers trained on Paz's position while their teammate just sneaks up here. Ipino comes around the corner, kills him. Samoils with the information. Icy Woods looking for the kill on the West Bungalow window. Shadow Warrior finds Killinger on objective upstairs. Now it's Nutjob's running in.
Samoils is yelling.
Flashbang's just coming out. Nutjob doesn't have anything to do besides cap, and he gets the cap.
Wow, what a cap. Icy Woods thinks it's kind of safe because he gets 2 kills. Wasn't expecting a 3rd member of the Marsoc team to be there also capping. Oh my God. See, that's exactly why Vikings, you know, they played so well in this round 2. Beginners needed to cap the last round to counteract this. And now Vikings are up by a point.
I just love how Nutjob decides to go for it, and the rest of his team just starts lobbing flashes over the building to stop all of their rotations. Like, they don't care. They just need to get those flashes out. And Nutjob had nothing. He was not going to pull out his gun. He was just going to try and type that code in. Nothing else mattered. And, like, that kind of aggressive cap strategy plays out very well most of the time.
Well, and it just goes to show that, you know, there is no fumbling of the code. He had it memorized. He entered it exactly as he memorized it, and it just went in on the first try. And under pressure, that's huge, especially as you're listening to your teammates die behind you as you're trying to punch the code in. That adds a huge amount of stress to entering 7 digits and pressing enter. So, I mean, epic cap from Nutjob for sure.
That was really risky for Vikings. They just all ran right up onto that objective, and Smoils was yelling to his teammate. But Nutjob pulled it off.
Yeah, and Icy Woods, to his credit, did a pretty good rotation and crash. I mean, he picked up 2 kills. It's just no one's expecting the 3rd capper, so...
I don't know. I think he could have crashed a little earlier, but also you could hear the panic in Smoils' voice when he said they're capping, and you know that they're not in position for that cap.
And he knows it, because so it's all going to come down now to, like, how do you respond? How do you react to that cap?
Nalik sees Icy Woods go up onto the hotel roof, North Hotel. Icy Woods finds Nutjob, though, while under fire.
This way.
The rest of beginners pushing up the street. I think that's the safe approach here. You got all that wall cover as long as you stay tucked in. And it doesn't look like Vikings are going to push anyone to the western valley. Icy Woods putting shots on a Nalik's position at the rocks.
Yeah, they fired at me too. There's 2 there.
Nalik just calling out counts as people go across his line of fire, but he's unable to get any confirms.
Nalik is like the
Who Paz might get his head blown off here if he's not careful.
Wonder if he was trying to bait fire or what? I don't know. Oh, Femi's now in the lower dumpster, looking out the window.
Hey, I see. Did you see if anyone got into that white building?
Killinger's gonna make the cross, go to the next wall. And this is the way to do it. You just keep going wall to wall to wall. You just have to keep someone gun up, pointed at the southwest valley, southwest watch. But you're covered from everywhere else.
Oh, nice shot from Shadow. 1 shot, 1 kill.
In silence.
Sniper.
Very nice kill. Now, if you take a look at the overhead, you've got Nalik going all the way through the crater. He's going on a flank. Two minutes and 50 seconds left. A very risky play, but if he pulls it off, it's a great play. I mean, anywhere you can get a line from east to west on this map is a good place to be.
Paz laying down fire on that Marsoc dark room. Or I'm sorry, the Marsoc window. Nobody in dark room right now.
I'm snaking to dumpster. Don't get stuck. I think one dumpster. Yo, don't get stuck in the northwest. We need to keep moving.
Jimmy's got a line on Killinger. Does take him out of the red truck.
Red car guy on the west.
I guess it is a car. I said red truck. I mean, all things considered, beginners aren't doing too bad, but they are slowly getting pinched, especially with Nalik over there in the East Bungalow, and it's just like...
Yeah, that's a great defensive position, and Stragic takes down Femi in the south, but Nalik takes down Smoils on the cross. Shadow finds Stragic.
Oh, man, and within a split second, it all comes down to pause here. Not looking good. Vikings about to earn themselves another point. I mean,
yeah, it's just such a hard cross to make from, like, you can get all the way to center, no problem, but then getting from center to the dumpster buildings is just hard.
The east is clear, right?
and I mean, Shadow is just doing so much work in this position. Oh, but he does take a bullet from Paz. Paz knows exactly where he is. At least that'll, I don't know, prevent Shadow from holding that line as well.
Nalik's coming on his flank. He's down at the helicopter now. Coming through center sandbags, going towards helicopter. He's going to find the backside of Paz, and Paz has no idea. Here it is. There's the kill. Nalik. Here's the third point for the Vikings.
Oh, wow. We kind of thought this was going to go the other way in beginner's favor, but I've just been consistently pleasantly surprised all day today. I mean, this is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to count the beginners out. They're not one to roll over, but they have to take every point. So,
right? Yeah, they really do. And it's just such a bummer that they missed out on that round one cap opportunity, because right now beginners are hurting, and they certainly could have used that. I mean, I know Caster Vision's 2020, but if you have an accurate kill count, you have 3 guys on objective, you should try to not kill the last guy. And Vikings answered back with exactly what beginners should have done. They went 3 in all in on a cap, and they took it, right? So beginners here are in a really tough bind now that they have Vikings on the verge of winning map 1.
beginners still only need 1 map to secure their spot. So it's not necessarily the end of the world for them.
And we've seen people come back.
But this is beginner's map choice. So if you lose on your map and then Vikings go to their map.
Right. That's where the problems begin to compound for beginners.
Street spawn for Vikings. Beginners sending a heavy eastern approach. Woods up at the rocks. Stragic and Smoils pushing east towards tank. Killinger and Paz running towards the objective. Shots ringing out. Sniper rounds trying to kill Killinger from Shadow Warrior. And the rest of the Vikings are already up in Center Hotel. But like I said, getting the Center Hotel, easy. You know, no big deal. Getting past Center Hotel, that's the problem.
Right, it's the last 10 yards that is really the struggle here for Vikings. But they can afford to make some loosey-goosey mistakes here.
But here's the rotation for Stragic going towards watching the West Road, which is the play on this attack vector. because you can clear the road. And if you've got someone down here, you've got someone up in anywhere that can look east to west, you've got really good lines of coverage from center hotel out. And your guys on objective don't have to peek. They don't have to worry about anything.
All of the Vikings are now up in center motel. 4 out of 5 of them. Shadow Warrior or Sniper is still sitting behind, maybe trying to get some guys in objective building.
Vikings are having a party in center hotel.
Shadow Warrior is coming to join the party. He must have gotten his invitation a little late.
I know, it's interesting to see 5 stacked in center hotel. It's not really the building that I would want to get stuck in. I'm surprised they never sent anyone on the east flank, but we'll see what Vikings. Like I said, they have room for mistakes here at this point. Up 2 points over beginners.
Yeah, I mean, Nalik just did a bunch of damage to beginners on an eastern flank, and they're totally leaving their eastern side open. Not that the beginners are taking it up, but I mean, it doesn't seem to even be crossing their mind. Ipano moving up to lower dumpster now. I think they're kind of making assumptions based on beginners' defensive positioning, and they're not very accurate. They're assuming someone's in White House. You see Smoils rotating to Stragic now. There's now 2 in the valley.
They're doing a good job of keeping that dark room Marsoc building suppressed, and Ipano is like really close to objective right now. Surprised no one from the south.
There's got to be a drone. There's got to be a drone somewhere.
There it is.
Stragic peeks up, takes the shots.
Bungie is now trying to push up a little bit. Not as far as Ipano.
Nice grenade attempt from Nalik. More utility getting thrown. The real problem is they haven't cleared the south ravine or the dark room, and they're in a kill zone here where they're just gonna get massacred. I fear.
Oh, Smoils just lobbing a grenade from wow.
Wow.
From the crater. Oh, Femi gets a res on the Nalik, and he goes teleporting back into center hotel. Yeah,
well,
Smoils has a drone, and he's sitting in the valley watching it.
And they took care of that dark room defender, so now it's just the south that they have to really worry about, and they keep forgetting to deal with that south, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them over there that they have to deal with, and 46 seconds remain.
Go for the cap. There's one here.
More utility getting thrown just to try and stall out that offensive push. That flash definitely got Nalik. Precious seconds here where he get picked up by Stragic, and he does, but Shadow with the refrag. That definitely opens it up for a possible cap now. Smoils, I think, is just staring at his tablet, watching his drone. He is about to peek and take out both of these attackers. Oh, nut job with a brilliant refrag.
Pistol.
Oh my god. Wow.
Nut job. Pistol Smoils.
From that range, I mean, what
I just want to know.
Shot.
I want to know where that drone was. I feel like it had to have been up somewhere by white building, south white building.
Yeah, or like by the dumpster maybe, just washing that cross as they try to move up the hill. I'm not sure. I didn't see it anywhere, but that was really, really great usage of the drone because Smoils was just behind the south ravine, just telling Stragic when to peek.
Yeah, he didn't even have to get on the radio. He was just saying, "Okay, shoot him now." And
Yeah.
they just walk up and they're in the open. I mean, that's a way to play it. You don't have to peek, which keeps you from exposing yourself to a sniper. Shadow eventually found the shots on a strategic, but he had already taken out 3 members on that approach.
And I mean, for all we know, he could have dropped the drone at like maybe the top of White House or something, like right there on the horizon. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, like expertly used. I don't know. I mean, they're still in it at least. So I mean, that's great. Beginners can cap and actually pull the rug out from under Vikings if they pull that off on this objective. It is now Heli Bungalow. More of a tricky one to cap on, I'd say. Pretty exposed, limited position of where you can actually cap from. So if Vikings play their cards right, they get the defense layout just right, they can really bring this home here against Beginners on what I think is round 5. Yeah, I can maths.
Yeah. And it's a northeast spawn.
You're going second floor or first?
That's not good for Volk if they get caught out in the open. Marsoc have elevation advantage. Ooh, Shadow almost gets picked off.
Yep, they know my location.
He says, "Yep, they know where I am."
Yeah, but Shadow has a sniper. Icy Woods is a good shot, but I mean...
Yeah, Shadow knows how to use it. So.
Second floor, Brothel was the sniper.
This is a very standard Vikings defense, though. So I think Beginners might be able to punch through it. I mean, 2 in center, 1 on objective, and 1 outside of objective. And the sniper in the brothel. It's standard. I've seen this. I've seen this before. I know how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, those 2 beginners running around to the south are really what's going to be important here. Beginners have quite a lot of territory to cover, I want to say, because they all are just kind of hanging out on the east. And with only 5 minutes total per round, kind of want to gain as much map control as you can. But, well, we're just a minute in, so we'll see what happens.
Looks like they're just pulling up a firing line. If you look at the overhead, they've got 2 going to the northeast, and then 2 in the or 3 in the south in the valley. And I wonder if the play here from Beginners is draw fire in the south, get that valley distraction going, and have Killinger or Smoils kind of prone right up to the objective.
Definitely a possibility, right? I mean, they're known for crawl capping and pulling off some crazy caps. But this objective is a little exposed, so, I mean, you'd have to get really lucky. Like, the defense would have to basically be extremely tucked in with limited vision. So quiet.
2.5 minutes. Nobody has died.
It's coming out from Killinger on to nobody, it seems.
I'm not sure. I think he was trying to just, distract, maybe pre-fire a window, but draw that attention over to him. Every so often, you gotta shoot some shots. Gotta make sure your gun works.
We have Nolic down here. I think that might be a problem for Icy Woods. Oh, I think Woods knows. Oh, nope. He wasn't ready. Oh, Smoils with the refrag. That was expertly done.
And Paws picked up their sniper in brothel. The team is moving in. It's Nutjob, Femi, and Ipano against 4 members of Beginners.
Just like that, this Vikings defense is starting to fall apart here. Beginners have a slight advantage. They have a really good positioning from Paws, but as I say that, Femi takes that opportunity out for a high elevated Western shooter. Pick off that defense.
Some foreshadowing here. Stragic has thrown his tablet, and he doesn't know it. But he does get a headshot on a Fimi.
Ooh. And Nutjob is still down here. Oh, Stragic almost walking into his line of fire. This is so tricky. This, you could go upstairs or you could go left. Nutjob went up the stairs. And Stragic went to the left inside this room.
Center hotel roof stairs.
See, this is what separates the men from the boys. Oh, Killinger and Ippo trade. And just like that, Stragic takes out Nutjob. Before he did that, I was going to say, like, you know, these good teams, they will be right next door to each other and they'll still use communication. Like, no one tries to be like a secret ninja or anything, right? Like, they all communicate everything with your team. Doesn't matter if the enemy's right next door to you. Just always communicate. And that's what I was going to say, is that's what really separates the boys from the girls when it comes to Onward. A lot of those newer teams are afraid to communicate those key moments of information that would really help a teammate or something, just because they don't want to give up their positioning. It's like, come on, man, everyone knows where you pretty much are already. So anyways, we are now in a 3-3. Beginners have come crawling back from 0.
They just need one more point to cinch the second place.
And we're only on map 1, so a lot could happen in the next map. It will be Vikings map choice, but still, I mean, Vikings had this and they have choked on this opportunity here to, well, bring it home more or less.
Right, let's hop into round 6. Viking spawning in Marsoc spawn.
Was it the shot from the northeast?
I never heard it.
I never heard any shots.
Marsoc spawn for the Vikings. That'll be a huge advantage for them at this early first minute. That allows them to get a guy up on the southern ravine much faster than any other spawn point.
Nutjob and Fimi pushing up through the ravine, coming out into upper dumpster. I think we're going to see the pre-fire cross here. Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to run for it. Fimi just going to go for it. And nobody looking his way. I'm pretty sure Smoils still has a drone somewhere. It looks like from his body that I can see through the buildings, he's just staring at a tablet.
Smoils loving his drone today.
Tragic made noise. I think he clicked. I think it was his stock clicking back in. Fimi heard it, but can't identify the location.
Stragic actually in a very good position, but that noise may have compromised him. Yeah, Fimi on the window now looking for Stragic, but he's too tucked, so Fimi will have a hard time seeing him, if at all. Fimi hunting now for Stragic. He knows he's there. Ooh, but Stragic takes him out.
Now Nutjob's rotating for that kill.
Wonder if he's gonna flash him first or what. They definitely communicated it because lasers are honing in on Stragic's position.
And the weird thing about his position is there's nobody else to defend him. So if he gets flashed, he's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one else is looking over his shoulder down the street from Center Hotel. And he hasn't really pulled back. He's still in the same position. Just like you were saying earlier that the teams don't want to communicate with someone around them. Strayjack is just radio clicking and his team is guessing who it is. They're just cycling through names and then he's clicking his radio.
It is moments like this where I can understand why someone would not want to use the radio, but that's still communication if you're spamming mic clicks. Albeit a little different form, but
A little slower.
Tragic almost finds Ipino, but Nutjob's pushing him. He will not be ready as he radios that out. Killinger on the roof of the Center Hotel throws a frag. Just barely misses Nutjob. Killinger kind of suppressed here from Shooter in the east. He can't really come out onto the roof. Nolik making sure. I can't tell who he's shooting because the laser's getting eaten by the wood. I think he's shooting the roof of hotel so that they stay inside that stairwell.
That job's been called out west side. Killinger finds Ipino on the east side. That job's got a grenade. Nope, flashbang. Not gonna catch anybody.
Oh man.
I see Woods waiting for this. He's got a grenade. Throws it down. Woods goes down. I think Woods flashed himself actually there. Killinger finds Shadow Warrior. Nutjob comes around, confirms I see Woods. Killinger on the roof. 42 seconds left. Knowledge and Nutjob shooting at each other.
Team kill because it's so dark there in that alley or that little corridor.
Killinger knows that there's two underneath him.
They only have 30 seconds here. They cannot be wasting their time on this one guy in a hotel. Vikings are gonna lose this to time if they're not careful.
Moyles takes down Nutjob. Now it's all up to Nolik on the roof of center. Yeah, time's out. This is all they have to do is stay tucked. This is beginners coming back from a 3-0 deficit.
Yeah, four unanswered points for beginners here.
Wow.
Coming back for the victory. Expertly done by beginners.
That's crazy.
That's how you do it. That's how it's done.
Man.
Textbook comeback from beginners. I mean, maybe not the whole running out of time thing, but they were stalling Vikings, keeping them preoccupied. Yeah, I mean, Anonymous, what are some of your thoughts on that last round that we just witnessed here?
That round, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Beginners. Beginners came back. They had a good defense on that. They took out Vikings, and then Vikings almost team killed, but they didn't team kill, so that was good. Team kills.
Yeah, that was a really close team kill, but even then, they were spending way too much time in that center hotel. It's crazy how quickly time escapes you. Sorry, Trip, what were you gonna say?
Well, so we have the other match is done. Aimless took two rounds from Silent Purge. So Aimless went undefeated 6-0. And beginners just took their map. So they're in, and Aimless is in. So I guess we're gonna play the next map, but I'm not 100% sure this is necessary.
It's always necessary.
It's not. There's no way Vikings can come back from this.
So this will really just be a fun match. Map 2.
The second largest map for map 2, after playing the first largest map for map 1.
Well, it makes sense, right, that Vikings would choose this map just in case, because if Vikings 4-0 beginners on this map, are they still really guaranteed a spot in second place? I wonder. Well, I mean, we'll see how the standings, we'll see how the dust settles, right, after all the matches are done here. But man, this is what a comeback from beginners. I don't want to say I didn't have hope, but I am just blown away by the way it all unfolded.
Yeah, and I am going to get some clarification to make sure we are going to play this, because I don't know if it's necessary, but I mean, I'm down to watch it. I want to see some good Onward action. All right, we are going to continue to play it.
All right. Governors have decided.
Quarantine also going to give us some of those good long action angles. The beginners trademark, if you will, plays, their play styles. Their smoils go here and just suppress everything that you can see while the rest of the team kind of push up. You've got Killager's going to be running in, clearing all of his corners as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going to just see really unhinged beginners now. I mean, they're up
scary.
4 unanswered points against Vikings. Vikings just choked, man. That has got to be demoralizing, especially as you head into map 2. At least this is their map choice. Vikings have that going for them, but it's rough losing a map that was that close to being yours. Either way, we don't have to wait too much longer as the action is getting started here on round 1 on Quarantine.
Vikings getting south spawn. They're going to push hard up through that South Hospital. 2 and across the street. We've got Shadow and Nalik pushing across the street. Shots ringing out from Pause. Finds Nalik. Stragic doesn't see the second one.
He's only downed.
Let me know when it's good to done.
The south spawn is known.
Yes, you are. Is it safe? Because I'm teleported behind you. Oh, fuck. No, you can't see.
I'm listening to Shadow and Nalik. Oh, they took too long, and Nalik gets confirmed. Not the start Vikings were hoping for here on their map pick.
They don't know where Shadow Warrior is.
Yeah,
Vikings
Shadow might come in clutch.
All pushed up into the hospital building. They have 3, 2 in the hospital building, 1 slightly outside of the hospital building. They have Shadow Warrior in
They
the
spawn south.
West Wire.
Yes.
And
Tragic.
I'm
my
listening
God.
to Pause and Stragic here.
Pause having to explain to Stragic how the game works and getting killed by Femi from the roof of the hospital.
Oh, is Stragic going to be pull a lemming and peek the same corner? Almost. This is a better angle that Stragic currently has.
They're going really slow. You're at 2 minutes in. Vikings just kind of creeping up. Beno now on the corner there. Stragic with a 1-tap headshot.
1 down.
Now Stragic's position is no nutjobs looking for him. Femi just double tapping some dead bodies. Man, I haven't left. My camera has just been sitting over Stragic this whole time because there's nothing else happening. Everyone's funneling through this one cross that Stragic and Pause were holding. Now Nutjob's going to try and make the cross. Oh, I think Stragic saw him peek that corner. He knows that Nutjob is there. Saw a little bit of elbow, maybe a little shoulder, some ankle, you know? So scandalous. We do have Shadow rotating all the way around the north, and he's going to be able to get some lines on the Icy Woods in a second. Coming around the backside. Shadow takes down Woods. Killinger finds Femi. Smoils kills Tragic. Shadow kills Killinger. Smoils finds Nutjob.
Everything just went down. It is down to a 1v1.
I'm sorry, Smoils just doesn't... For a second, he didn't realize he was the last up, and now he's crashing as quickly as he can. Shadow, like both of these guys just sprinting towards the objective.
45 seconds left.
1v1 situation here between Smoils and Shadow. Who's it come down to here?
12x or a PKM?
My money's on the more bullets, but the precision from Shadow has been on point today.
Boop, boop.
30-second timer. Smoils finds Shadow. Beginners keep their unanswered streak alive. 5 points now.
Beginners are just... I don't know. These guys are just on fire now. I mean...
Yeah, they found it. They're feeling it.
Mm-hmm. They're all in sync with each other. They're firing on all cylinders. Behaving like a well-oiled machine at this point. I mean, what do you do if you're Vikings in this situation?
Pull a dangler. Go 5 up the 5 directly at the objective.
It wouldn't hurt.
Fun to watch.
I mean, you've got to do something outside the box. You're obviously not winning with your strats. So you've got to change your strats. You've got to play like somebody else. Beginners are just picking you off.
Yeah, they're like keen on their play style now, and they're just it feels like they know what to expect from Vikings at this point. Even though it is a different map and it was only round 1, Vikings, they have to do something different here. At least playing defense, you have a bit more advantage in terms of bringing it back. As long as they hold the right lines, right, and they don't get too flanked, and as long as they stay tucked and don't get picked off by any snipers. I mean, at this point, Vikings have got to get a point on the board. Either way, let's see how Vikings handle the defense here on round 2.
Mirrored spawns. Beginner spawning in the south, opting to send 1 across the street. Nutjob has a drone out somewhere. Oop, I found it. I'm going to follow it this time. Icy Woods finds a Nalik in the center, burning center.
They need to confirm that body or he will be giving callouts. Ooh, pause and Femi trade.
The drone is just watching the outside of objective.
He was going towards tank courtyard, playing those ruins.
I mean, it'll prevent a cap if you're still alive, but... Let's see, we got... Tragic and Icy Woods back in the backside there. Killinger on the hospital roof, and Smoils gonna be pushing up onto the objective very shortly. Probably just coming around this corner pre-firing. But Shadow Warrior with his sniper rifle is just prepped and waiting for this cross. I don't know. Nalik does need to get confirmed though, because he's just gonna be making call outs this whole time.
Oh, they mistakenly called it out that he was confirmed. So Nalik is very much not confirmed. Still giving out those call outs. There it is. Damage may have already been done though. They did gain some intel from Nalik's call out. Vikings, however, down to 3 members. Beginners, while they took a loss, are up 4, and they have a bit more of an advantage, I'd say, positionally.
The Vikings seem really concerned about a cap. They're all pulling in tighter and watching the angles towards the objective, which is going to allow beginners to just rotate anywhere they want on the map. I mean, there's no There's nobody watching outside of the block right there at objective.
Seeing a cap come out on this would be very nice. This is not too easily capped on objective.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Stragic now rotating around towards the motel. Gonna go on a little jog to the north there.
Just in case.
I think. I mean, I think that they're just expecting him to do some work, and they're just gonna sit there in the south and wait. That's what I'm seeing. They're at least gonna use him to find Vikings positions, right? Like if all he does is run in and die, he's still done a good job.
Yeah, still information gained, no doubt.
And the rest of the team is setting up to get those picks. They're looking at angles that can shoot north to be able to refrag this. Minute 45. Stragic still making his way across the north, going towards the west approach. Shadow and he's not using a sniper this time. Shadow has a G36, and he's hanging out over here at the southwest corner by gas station, watching the cross from hospital. But nobody's over there. They all opted to go right through the middle instead of hospital. That job does have his drone, but I'm assuming it's dead already, so he can't use that anymore.
I've seen a lot of people have drones and not use them today. I mean, it's interesting, but that's the point you spend that you could be spending on a medical stick or something.
Medical
grade.
stick.
A medical stick.
Yeah, it's a stick full of medical, okay? Get all the way off my back. It's just you stick it and it's full of magical medicine. Moyles takes out nut job.
Yeah, that clears out the objective. And
Yeah.
now I think Stragic's going to say, okay, I'm going for it. Oh, he takes some damage on that fall, but he's running in. Tablet out. Nope. Oh. Shadow puts a flashbang onto him. Stragic's creeping up. That flashbang might have got him. Nope, didn't get him.
Ooh, Ipino with the
Stragic's got
Smoyles
tab
kill.
out. He's going for it. Cap is happening.
Stragic's
No
going for
one's
the cap.
aware.
Cap's coming out on Stragic, and Stragic gets the cap.
Wow. That
I mean, I
is not good for
What?
Vikings.
Why throw? Shadow threw 2 flashbangs onto objective and then didn't assume that someone was on objective. Like,
Right. If you're throwing them
doesn't
on the
compute.
objective, you would. Why are you throwing them there if you don't think it's
you gotta
compromised?
follow up. Yeah, you gotta follow this up.
I absolutely agree. But it's been a long day for both of these teams, and you're going to see little mistakes like that happen more frequently. And both teams are going to try and capitalize on those mistakes. In this case, beginners capitalized on it spectacularly with the cap. And that will really just kind of, I don't know, come back to hunt Vikings, who are currently, well, it looks like beginners are swapping out a player. Oh, never mind. Icy Woods just quickly reconnecting.
Vikings now down 7 unanswered points.
Shadow Warrior with 4 kills. That's really about it for Vikings. They are definitely struggling. I'm sure morale is crushed by this point. So, I mean,
And we're going to the tank objective. Beginners just have to defend it.
yeah, this is actually a very hard objective to defend, I think. It's super exposed, very open. Like defenders, if you're a defender, you don't have any good positions to really
Right.
cover this. And you can easily get, surrounded by Marsoc and they can move in and get a cap. So this is actually a good thing for Vikings. They might actually catch their second win here if they can get a cap out from under beginners' noses and get some points on the board finally.
Yeah, but then they're just going to turn around and do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
if it's an attackable objective, it's an attackable objective. And
That's fair. And then beginners, of course, will attack it and they'll probably win it. But I mean, I think at this point, this objective, it all comes down to flankers and how well each team can flank here. This is only round 3. It's a quick quarantine. See, the issue is the Volk team starts off so far away from this objective that it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's a very far spawn. Vikings opting for a 4-1 split. Shadow Warrior, their sniper going north, and everyone else going right up the middle.
I guess if you're Vikings, that's what you want to do. Just kind of go all in. They're going to really need Shadow from the north to work some magic here.
Dr. Killinger is in the hole, trying to take out.
Icy Woods with that position over there on the hospital. It's going to be a huge problem for Vikings.
Airburst from Femi.
Ooh, Icy takes out Shadow. I was just about to say, like, we really need Shadow to pick off that roof shooter, but frankly, Icy Woods is on top of it. This is looking like a 4-0 from beginners. Might be a little too early to call that, but it's my intuition right now.
Femi gonna run right into Paz's backside here. Paz just peeks the corner, finds him. Another one dead. Killinger finds Ipino, and now there's just one left, and he's in the hospital with Woods. All Woods has to do is hear him, call him out, and he's surrounded. You can also jump off of that building. I mean, if Woods really wants to.
True,
Yep,
you could.
there's the call out.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna jump down? I mean, Icy Woods, if he does jump, it'll make a very audible, wounded scream. Ooh, nut job.
You could jump off the roof without taking damage.
Really?
Oh, bad throw.
I didn't know that. I usually take damage.
Well, it depends on which way you go.
True.
That's a better throw. Yeah, so if you go off of right here, little mattress there, land on the scaffolding, you're good to go.
Good point. I usually jump down here on the shed, which is Icy Woods is doing. And it doesn't matter.
Death from above. Get that replay on that one, man.
Oh, that was beautiful. Nice death from above right there. Icy Woods just closing it out. And just like that, beginners will 4-0 Vikings on their own map pick. I mean,
8 points. 8 unanswered points.
You're right. 8 unanswered points since map 1. I mean, it was that close. Vikings had it 3-0. They were on the cusp. They choked. Beginners brought it back. 8 unanswered points here. I mean, do we have any idea what the current standing is overall?
Yeah, so Aimless has 6 map wins, and Beginners now has 4. So they're going on. Vikings and Silent Purge are out. But that does put Aimless as the #1 seed in round robin group B, which means they play number 2 in A, which is you guys. Yeah. You'll be playing Aimless, and G-Men will be playing Beginners on Saturday.
Oh, crap.
Get yourself ready. That's going to be some good games next weekend.
Yeah, it really is. I had the standings up, so I hid you for a second, but I brought you back, Trip, so we can see you now.
Oh, thank God.
Any closing remarks, Anonymous? I mean, that was...
Come on, you were doing so good all game, Wookie, and then you reverted. We had a conversation about this.
I just want to make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah, that was really good on beginners. With all those 8 unanswered points. I think that was the fastest game of quarantine that I have ever seen. That was like almost less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
It was very fast. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, beginners just brought it back and played so well. Hats off to beginners. Vikings, you guys really put up a good fight today. Everyone played so well today. It was just a blast to see everyone just coming out. Like, this was the best that each team could bring, and I think that they really brought it today.
Yeah, I'd say everyone brought it.
Yeah, everyone.
I'd say congrats to Aimless Gaming and congrats to Beginners for moving on. Shout out to everyone that's watching, everyone that came out, everyone that played this season. I know we're getting really close to the end, and it has been a wild ride. We've got all these sponsors. We've got VR Cover, HyperX, ProTube VR, B Haptics, Cyber Shoes, Fixed Gaming, Mysterion, Rebuff Reality, and I'm forgetting one.
Arma, GG.
Arma, yep. All kinds of prizes up for grabs this season. You know, it's been a blast. I'm excited for next weekend. You know, the semis, the finals, that's where it's going to be. Be there, hang out with us and chat, and I think that's it for us.
Yeah, that's going to be it from us today at the desk. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know that we did. What a game. So that'll do it, folks. Have a good day. Enjoy the Onward action. Are they done on VR Master League? Oh, they're all done. Okay, so this is it. All right, well, hope you all enjoyed the show. We'll catch y'all next week. Have a good one.